Hello, everybody. Welcome back. God, I was so fucking dumb. To episode number 45 of our neatly tiny, homebrewish, cuddly campaign, which I hope more people can enjoy because it's so damn cold. I mean, what better free time activity can you do than just chill at home on a nice comfortable couch with a blanket over your thick thighs and then just turning on the TV and watching some good old D&D. Don't question it, Greg. Accept it.
I'm not questioning it. That's just the weirdest.
Our viewers have thick thighs, okay? It's just a fact that I have now established. And it's ultimate truth, the same way that hell exists in my world. No denying it. Yeah, 45. Only 5 more sessions to go, and then we are the big 50. 50 is a pretty big milestone. Pretty big milestone. So
Absolutely.
don't let anything ruin the streak. Yeah.
Stop.
But I also
Are you talking to yourself?
yeah. I'm like, okay, I gotta hold myself back here. Maybe only a plus 13 to attack instead 15. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, no. But I do have to remind myself that I did make the promise that I would have a new overlay until episode 50. So I always have to remind myself, and as usual, I completely forget about it until our session starts, and it's like, damn, fuck.
Yeah, you remember the reminder, just too late.
Yeah, it is. It is delayed, but I'm so caught up thinking about what's gonna happen next that all this layout shit, which I actually hate, I forget about because my brain doesn't want to think about it. Yeah, anyways, to start off this session, my question to you guys, which you can answer in your introduction, is... Oh, actually, no, we can do a theory, and then you can earn an inspiration point. Which is because you have discovered a few new things that you haven't explored yet, because you literally haven't moved an inch since last session. However, your eyes have moved inches, which is Isra has seen a tree in hell. The first one that isn't on the black side. So what you can now theorize is, what the fuck is up with that tree? Is it just a normal-ass tree? Is it a special tree? Is it a hell tree? Maybe it's just something that looks like a tree. Whatever guess you have, it can be as plain as bread and butter, but I would like to know a theory, and if you get it correct, you get an inspiration. So, starting off with thick thigh.
I'm Greg, and I'm playing Iric Spanner, the human artificer. God, what is the tree? What is the... frankly, it's... In my mind, it's probably growing out of the remains of something that has died. Whether it is an actual tree or not, I don't know, but it is a thing that has grown out of another previously existing thing.
Very interesting. Okay.
That's definitely interesting.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, I'm Matt, playing Dr. Fiera, the wizard. Tree, oh tree, what could that be?
No, nice. Is that a psalm from somewhere?
I don't know. Okay. I mean, I won't piggyback or go a different angle. It could be a tree from the Feywild, kind of like another kid from Servalon or something like that. And once upon a time, it was here, healthy and growing, and something happened, and now it is something else.
Very interesting.
Hi, I'm Skit, and I play Liafina, the druid cleric. I am a slightly bit distracted because there is a toddler on the loose. But
Catch him.
My theory is that this tree is. I have two theories. First one is it's one of the things that I have to find / save. The other theory is that this is Servalon. So these are my two theories that I have.
Yeah, those are big theories. Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So that's my theory for that.
Big, okay. Last but not least.
And then I am Felicia. I am playing Jade the Padlock.
Wait, what?
Paladin Warlock.
Oh! I was like, you're a padlock now? Do we need Irit to kind of open you up or something?
I thought you were confusing your class with your last name.
Yeah, because you're Nightlock.
No.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, jeez. Okay,
Yeah, so anyway.
yeah, continue.
So I'm Jade Nightlock. I'm a Paladin Warlock. I feel like there's an important message at this tree. Like, kind of cliche, if you really look for something, bury it under the blah 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 tree. So maybe the spear, there could be a clue to how to find the spear at the tree. We got sent here by a tree. I mean,
yeah, I would like to moderately revise my theory. I think the tree is the way home.
Okay. Very, very interesting. Now, for any DMs watching right now, this is a master tip that I will give you for free, which is how to railroad without railroading. No, I'm kidding, of course. These people can decide that they will just completely ignore the tree. But however, subconsciously, because they have been talking about the tree the whole time, they will instinctively just go there.
Izrael will let us not go to the tree.
I know.
Well, I mean, theoretically, right now, she hasn't told you guys about the tree, so you guys don't know about that tree.
Oh god, is she gonna pull a Kai?
Oh, that'd be very interesting.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, but for young DMs, that is one way to make your players focus on something. That was not my intention. I just realized this right now. I'm like, oh, they will definitely go to the tree now because that's what we mentioned. However, you can then revoke that by saying what I have just said, and now they're questioning whether they should go to the tree or not, and that puts everything back on the scale. Okay, enough DM tips from me. Otherwise, your campaign might also become a chaotic disaster, and I wouldn't wish that for you. So let's just get this started. See whether or not these folks are going to enjoy some tree time, like I have predicted. And hopefully, the mother friggin' audio works fine. Please. I tested it. Worked fine. A field was rolling hills. A forest with twisting trees as the wind howls a song of the night's lament. The echoes of screams are carried through the valley, and the tears of those who have lost a loved one falls as rain to the ground, nourishing this blighted land to further extend this cruel reality. A darkness that leaves its trace visible for all to see, as to remind the people who live here what their fate will undeniably be. Death. Demons ravage this land,
A manifestation and proof of this unforgivably cruel world. They consume and feed off the despair of their victims, and no one is safe from their corruption. Those who wish to stand up against the fate of this world will bear witness to the despair and cruelty that this land has to offer. Will you be one of them? Will you challenge the curse of a dying land? Will you fight it and overcome it? Or will you fail and be consumed by the corruption of this unfaithful world and become one of many whose lives have been forgotten and consumed by the blight?
Yes. Well, let's get started with a quick recap, since there wasn't much to recap from last session. You guys were in hell, spent time in hell, traveled in hell, found bone in hell, big bone in fact, tried to get smaller bone, tried to keep bone, bone was too big, decided to take even smaller bone, now bone in tower. That is the recap of the last 5 sessions.
That's the best. Yeah.
And we're back in.
Yeah.
Found bone, bone too big. Fought, found another bone, bone good enough.
Bone.
The end.
The end. That is the story of Bone, the most important character of this entire campaign. So if anyone wants to play a necromancer in the future, the Bone might become prevalent again. Actually, a draconic bone necromancer is fucking dope.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it really does. Anyways, on a serious note, during your bone time, which definitely stands for something completely different, and now a child is on the screen, so I feel a bit guilty of saying that. Nonetheless, there's a reason why we're in hell. Because we have committed sin in real life. Oh my god, I get way too easily distracted. Yeah, that is a cute child. Luckily he doesn't know what these players have to go through in just a minute. Isorel, being on a lookout, has discovered 2 new things. One, who could have guessed a tree. Second one, however, which we also can't forget, is a traveling group of other adventurers, mercenaries, people who are in hell that do not look, well, devilish in any sorts. They were wearing similarly bright clothing, well, in comparison to the, creatures that are adorned in scales, horns, and other stuff. A bit of miles away up to the north, seemingly traveling in the same trajectory as you were, which is up north against the stream of the river. But who they were, what they are trying to achieve, still unknown to you. And the last thing that happened is Fiera finished her bone connection. Bone now part of tower, so Bone safe in tower. The elves have all both rested, however Eirik and Fiera have not been granted the luxury of taking a long rest yet. So that is where we're gonna jump right back in. What is you guys' plan?
Are we worried about... I think you told us about the group, right, Ezra?
I did, yeah. So I told you about the other group, but I did it the only thing I haven't talked about yet is the tree.
Yep. What is tree? Are we worried about them getting there first? I don't think it would... Because we only need a piece of the spear, and if others are here to do the same,
Unless it's the piece of the spear.
if only one piece can come off. Well, if you give me about an hour, I'll be ready to travel. That way I can at least do something. I'd have funds ready in about an hour.
I mean, that seems like our best bet to kind of get us through here. We need to be able to communicate somehow.
Yes.
Unless we get to them, and they know how to communicate better.
Sure. What if they're unfriendly, or I guess if they're like us, they should be able to speak. Well, I'll leave it to you all. I could leave now, I guess, but in an hour I'd feel much more comfortable.
I mean, I'm more comfortable if you have a thing that can actually help us.
Would you be able to do this as we walk?
I don't think so. I kind of need to tap into the weave, as it were.
No worries. I was just wondering if it was even an option.
Yeah, because even if we did walk and let her do it, we get interrupted somehow. It'd start all over again.
That's true. That's very true.
And at the day, we really don't know how far we're gonna have to go. It could be days, weeks, months, years, decades.
Okay, all right. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay, well, I will begin my preparation, and I guess we set off in an hour. And arcane recovery is what I need. So.
Okay. So, Fiera then prepares herself mentally and physically to just kind of regain some of her strength back. In the meanwhile, are the other three doing something particular during this time while she's trying to recover?
Absolutely going to keep an eye out. I'm even more hyper aware of our surroundings now.
Okay, yeah, make a perception check. Anything from you, Jade?
Yeah, so since I've definitely well rested, I would join Izarel, and just be extra, making sure that we're not being snuck up on or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can also make a perception check or give her advantage if you like to just help her.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, I should have gave you advantage.
That's a 9.
Combine it, it's good.
Yeah, that is how math works. Yeah, both of you, while technically well rested, you still are, inside of hell, obviously, and it's still taking a toll on you, mentally. The fatigue is kind of still there. Your body is somewhat back up to game, but it's just this continuous environment, the heat, the kind of constant danger and paranoia that you're thinking about, the worry, the stress is accumulating. And so you're feeling a bit strained, looking around, and the stress is kind of getting to you. So your focus at the moment is still a bit off balance. though you still try your best to kind of keep your eyes and ears out, still relying on the hallucinatory terrain that you have casted as well. And it's still doing its job pretty damn well the entire time you have been kind of camping here. The only ones who have kind of caught wind of your presence here were those 4 weird Grinch-looking guys, and they may have just stumbled here by coincidence. But it seems like no attention is further drawn by any creatures flying far above, especially the tower of Fiera doesn't seem to be visible from any outsiders at the moment. And so for the next hour, everything seems to go by fine. Unless Eirik, you would like to do something during that hour.
I know I already tried this last session to scrape some bone dust off of one of the bones, but can I go try it again on the bone that we've put in the tower, considering it's less hot and not as volatile?
Yeah, you can make a sleight of hand. Yeah, that's 19. Yeah, the broken off bit, and you can see the part that's kind of a bit healed over that looks like bark that you've recognized, that's similar to the one you've seen in the Servalan Great Woods, is first of all much cooler than the part you tried to scrape off last time that literally melted your knife, which you mended back again. And this time as you're scraping over, it doesn't seem to be hot enough to immediately melt your knife. And so after a while in scraping, you do manage to collect a small vial of bone dust, and it kind of gets collected inside of a vial that you probably took to collect it inside. And while holding the vial, you can feel that it also heats up a bit, even though it's just the dust of this bone. It still emits some heat energy from it. But yeah, you get some dust from this bone.
Excellent. That's it.
Okay. And it probably takes an hour to get enough where you feel satisfied, because not a lot comes off as you're kind of scraping.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then our passes Fiera, you manage to recover some of your spell energy.
So I have 1/3 level spell slot I can use for tongues.
Nice. So, Crow, what's next?
Well, I guess we head back to the river, and if we went into that group, be ready for a talk.
Yeah, we got to be as non-threatening as possible, I think. Even if they come at us threateningly, it's do everything we can to just stop.
I agree. Also, I'm curious why they're here, and be easier to do that if not attacking us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will dismiss the tower.
Okay. And the tower is crumbles down as it's dismissed and disappears, except the large bone that then just falls onto the floor. However, luckily for you to see, the claw that you've taken out also disappears with the dismissal of your tower. And as such, you're confident you are carrying a big ass claw of an old dragon within your inventory. So you are trying to get to the river, and you specifically didn't want to venture off too far from the river, so I will say it is somewhat easily enough to kind of get back to it. However, once again, for your continuous travel, it will be another skill challenge to continue to travel, but trying to stay obviously unseen or not face any confrontation. So you need, once again, what is okay, but state a clear goal. Is your intention to catch up to the group, or is it kind of just continuing your path onwards?
Given that they're the first like normal thing that we've experienced out here, I kind of want to catch up to them.
Let's see, I'm not against potential allies. And if there's another faction, I really want to know what they're doing. So
Because I have this in my head that I don't think there's a lot of resources here in Hell. It's not like there's a shop or a town that we're just gonna come across. So I really don't think they've been here for that long. They don't have places to replenish materials and stuff. So even if they are enemies to us and they don't want to talk or whatever, in the best case scenario, we fight them, we win, we take their stuff.
That's a good way to put it. I will throw out there, we did get these blessings from the first Lightbringer. Oh boy, which one was it? Bearer. Lightbearer. And it was to ward against, I believe, blight. So if they don't have it, they might be blighted. So let's just keep our distance if we run into them. Talk to them from distance. But I'm okay saying hello.
I think trying to figure out who these people are is not a bad idea, just for the sake of us, because as we've mentioned, we don't know if it is one piece of the spear or more. And if we're all after one thing and only one of us can go home, I want it to be us. I don't want it to be others. But I also don't think we should come at them with a very attacking demeanor. You know, like we should approach them like, hey, we're all in hell. What's going on? Like, what are you guys doing here?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Because I've seen them, but I don't know if they've seen us.
Yeah.
And if they've seen us and they haven't come to us, they might know things that we don't know.
Yeah.
Or they're scared just like we are.
Yeah. Maybe they're just scared. Maybe they haven't seen us. But yeah, I think trying to catch up to them is going to be the best bet. As a side note, Jack, were they going in the direction of the tree? Were they coming from the tree, like in relation one to another?
Yeah, the tree was way further west, and they were more close to the river, and they were just seemingly continuously going northwards, which from a distance you think like they would have by now, in the time you spent, would have passed the, well, they wouldn't come close to the tree with the trajectory they were going. So whether or not they were there doesn't look like it.
Because I'm trying to figure out if Isara would talk about it now or not.
Yeah.
Okay, so they weren't like they didn't seem like they were coming from there and then going up. They just, to me at least, they just looked like they were going up northwards.
Yeah, well, you just saw them for a glimpse of a second, so they could have been coming from the east, coming from the west, but very, very hard to tell was what you had.
Okay. So I did not only see a group of people. I saw a tree. a big ass tree.
What?
A tree the size of those I usually stop to talk to.
And which side of the river was it?
West. So I've just seen these people quickly, so I don't know if they were coming from the tree or not. But there is a big tree, and you know me and trees. But also, I understand that we are in hell and we want to get out of here as quick as possible.
Yeah, I don't think a tree is just a tree up here.
Information is quite useful. It could be extremely helpful, or it could be just a
Extremely
tree.
useless.
I mean,
When you saw the tree, was it like bushy and flowery and leafy, or was it?
It looked dead. It looked, well, dead. Not dead, but you know, like, it was
Right.
a trunk with branches.
Jack, do I know if there's any tree in hell that is divine based?
I guess we check.
Ooh.
$19.
19. Thinking about it, usually hell is very commonly described as barren landscape, fire pits, depending how deep in hell you get. You know, there are several layers to it. And there is sometimes references to like a greater connection between layers of hell, and a term often used are like roots, which kind of reminds you of two. Maybe that has something to do with it. There's no direct correlation to it, but there's no real standout tree in the doctrines that you know of. It's not like, oh, you can go to the first layer of hell and then you will encounter this tree that then, I don't know, punishes you or something like that. Doesn't really exist. Yeah, so there's no famous one tree. There's obviously the main tree of sin, from which, you know, the first human, like in Christian, it's basically the story of Adam and Eve. And the tree they ate, from which they ate the apple from, which is the first sin the humans committed.
Interesting. I guess I'll kind of mumble this to the group and just mention, I mean, it could be a lot of things, right? Like, it could be the way back, because we did eat a fruit off a tree to get here. So maybe that tree will help us back, or it could just be a way to get to other layers of hell more directly.
Oh, there's more?
Oh, there's many, and each one is worse than the last. We're actually on the lower end of the terrible layers. If this is the first that I would assume we're at, but I've never been here. Or it could be the original Tree of Sin, which is more of a fable, I guess I would say. Either way, I'd be fine looking. Maybe we see the party first and see what happens.
They were not in the same direction, however, so
I see.
yeah, if we go to the group, we are bypassing the tree, and if we are going to the tree, we are giving them more time to get ahead of us. So we are in a bit of a conundrum right now.
Well, I guess my vote is to get closer to the tree. We already spent hours on this dragon to get resources. Maybe the tree also has something that could be a great boon to us. That's my vote.
My vote is to, I don't want to go against the grain really, but I feel like we should focus on why we're here. And so I feel like going off course towards a tree may not be the most useful part of our time.
I'm inclined to agree with that. I mean, no offense to you, Izrael, with your talking to trees, but we can't. But we can all talk to other beings. So, as a group, we are more likely. We're probably more suited to go after the people. And like I said, they probably have a bunch of stuff.
So we're
Izrael and her
One thing is, we could potentially come back here at a later time when things are less tense.
The only problem is we're not supposed to go against. We're not supposed to go with the current of the water. So if
Well,
we're
it's not
back,
that we're not supposed to. We can. It's not like it's gonna like. Well, maybe it will eat us or something. I don't know how this works, but
yeah. Okay. How about this? We get to those people, we figure out what's going on, and then we reevaluate if we feel like we have time to backtrack to the tree or we need to continue on to the spear. How is that as a compromise?
I'm for it. I don't have a
Sounds
problem
fair.
with using the tree as a thing that we might be able to gain help from.
And that's why I wanted to talk about it, and I wanted to be honest with you guys. Which is why I thought it was more important to mention the people before mentioning a tree. Because I know you respect me and my weird thing with 3 trees, but I also understand that we are here for something else.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan.
I'd be willing to discuss things once we are closer to the objective of why we're here.
And I'm fine with this.
Yeah, they could tell us how far away we are, at least.
They could tell us how they got here. Because
Yes.
I'm starting to wonder if there's multiple ways of getting here.
Oh,
Because-
undoubtedly.
You know, like, what if there's multiple of those old guys just scattered around that all have the ability to just send people wherever?
Maybe they're dead and it's the soul of the dead people that is just here.
Right.
We should
Let's go find out.
get going. Yeah.
Okay. Now we have an objective, so that's definitely going to be a skill challenge. Definitely more difficult than just finding something, since you are trying to catch up to someone, but at the same time trying to stay stealthy, because you don't want to be seen by all the devils looking around here and potential demons that pop up since you're returning back to the river. So, like I said, 5 successes, a decently high TC, and you guys gotta tell me which skills you're gonna use are going to help you catch up to these folks without interruption.
Well, first of all, when we get out of our little dragon hole area, Can Icerel like show us where the tree is? Like, are we all able to see the tree at the same time now?
Sure, if you want to go to that portion, yeah, I can definitely bring them to the upper plateau. I guess you can all make a perception check. It isn't so easy, but you have advantage since obviously Icerel was pointing it out. It is quite far away. Anyone who wishes to see the tree.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey!
Yeah, I guess everyone really wants to see that tree. Yeah, so Icerel kind of takes you up to that cliff edge, or the kind of protrusion of broken stone that has jutted out, and as you all climb there, but still remaining in a low profile, hallucinatory terrain is still there, so you have that still as cover. As she kind of points out, you do see kind of a, pointed out structure that is very different from the rest of the craggy landscape here, and you can immediately recognize it as a tree. As you kind of look at it, everyone very clearly, and you focus in on it, and yeah, it looks like a quote-unquote decently normal tree where, the trunk is kind of out, but since every one of you rolled so well, you can see it is large. It is a bit smaller. Well, it is more smaller than the trees that you have seen so far that Icerel has always talked with. It isn't as big as those. It's more in terms of, seems to be maybe like 60 feet tall or something like that. However, you can see it twisting. You can see the branches also kind of jutting out from the top. However, they seem to be curling back around and going back into the trunk of the tree.
That's a thing. It's a thing, and that's a symbol.
Is this a symbol we know?
He's
Hang on.
going back in the notes.
Uh-oh.
I don't take a lot of notes, but I know I made one drawing somewhere.
I don't recall it.
I'm very sorry, I got distracted by mom stuff. What is the symbol?
No, they just saw the tree and I just described it. It's, a tree with the branches coming out, but the branches all curl around and then pierce its own trunk again.
Okay, maybe I was wrong. I was thinking something else.
This reminds me of like a snake eating its own tail kind of thing. But
Yeah, similar. Just with the tree, I guess.
yeah, with the tree. A tree eating
Yeah.
its own tree.
Trying to remember. I'm gonna check my notes.
Actually, Jade was a 22.
I would say, yeah, like what?
You're looking like super closely and probably looking at it for like a longer time. And as you're looking at for a extended period of time, you swear it's moving. Not like it's
up.
It's not like it's walking or anything, but the structure of the branches change ever so slightly, as if it's twisting or something like that.
So I just kind of like quietly say, it looks like the tree's animated somehow. And then I like start to point out like what I'm talking about if anybody hears me.
You are all next to each other.
Does it look like it's moving really like fluidly, or is it very snappy and like
You can make another perception check this time without without advantage. It's not a perception check. 9. Yeah, it's too far away, and even as Jade kind of mentions that, you don't see it. So it definitely isn't any big movements. Something, so it has to be something extremely minor that she managed to kind of catch.
I mean, I'll be real, I don't see anything moving. However, in Yeshiman, it was so hot a lot of the time, we always got that weird, hazy motion thing, right? You look out across a flat surface and you start seeing these waves. So we're in hell. We could easily be suffering from the same kind of thing. It's the first bit of, I guess, natural, organic, maybe material out here aside from rock. So we could be suffering from some kind of vision problem.
Maybe. Well, regardless, we probably won't know more unless we get closer. So we should find those people quickly. Can anyone track? That way?
I have survival. I can use that.
I can use that too. I have nature.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go nature looking for tracks, I can use survival for my knowledge.
Yeah, I could try to use my knowledge of nature to try to figure out the path that any living creature would use to stay safe in conditions like this, I guess, if that applies.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I would do that. I would use my knowledge of nature and try to apply it to hell, although it is different. Like, every living being is going to look for the safest passage, so I would kind of use my knowledge of nature for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. Almost good.
13. Yeah. You try to do that, and it's actually quite clever to do if the landscape wouldn't almost seem alive as hell does. And is actively trying to make your life worse. And so as you're trying to kind of trudge through this, it is kind of helping you find spots where you feel safe. However, the problem arises is you have no idea, like you're paying so much attention on where they could have been that you kind of lose track of that they are already gone. And so while keeping you safe, and probably going down the same route, the problem was never that you are going down the same route. The problem was trying to be fast enough that you can actually catch up with them. So while you do make progress, it feels like you've lost a bit of time since you were focusing a bit too much on where they could have potentially been instead of trying to catch up to them. So there's unfortunately one failure.
I'm gonna cast guidance on myself, and then I'm going to use survival to actively look for tracks, anything that would help me figure out which direction that they went.
Okay, yeah, you can do that.
Ooh.
That is a...
Oh, I get my D4.
Oh,
I
yeah.
get my D4. Oh.
I won. Yeah. You now try to spot for tracks to kind of, you know, maybe if you go into the same trail, and since they have safely gotten to where they are, following down the same trail might also kind of expedite your own travels. As you're kind of walking through, there don't seem to be any obvious footprints, and because the ground is so dry and it's windy, and there's a kind of lot of dust just being blown around, there aren't really big footprints that are staining the floor which you can easily track. Plus, as Isra said, there were a couple of, quite a whiles away, so even in these conditions, if they might have been here 10 hours ago, the tracks probably wouldn't be visible. However, there is a point where you do find some kind of what looks like maybe broken parchment and sticks that have been placed underneath one kind of overlook, and it looks like a bit of a campsite has been put here at some point. And it looks decently recent enough where you can safely assume that they might have used it from the trajectory that they were going. They might have passed by here, also wanted to take a rest, and then took this opportunity to kind of camp out for a while and then continue ongoing. So you have these small campsites that you find, and that's why you feel very confident that you're definitely going in the right direction and following directly in their footsteps, and that is kind of making you catch up a bit more. So that is one success.
Can I use nature? I want to repeatedly, I want to be turning around and looking back towards the tree and the direction that we came, like from where the dragon was. I want to be able to kind of like triangulate our direction so as we don't get lost. If we need to run or go back to somewhere safe, I'll be able to sort of remember where to run to, knowing that that dragon was our last sort of safe location.
Okay, yes. Kind of know that. '24, very good. Yeah, now that you're confident in that you're going the right direction, and you're kind of just following the lead that Jade has now set up, you're now thinking about, you know, the other dangers that could have occurred. And as long as you have a safe route back, that can make you be a bit more bold in the decisions you make. That even when you get caught or get in a bit of trouble, having a safe backup is reassuring for the mind. And so while you are traveling, you maybe also sketch out a bit of the landscape to kind of always ensure that you are aware of your location at all times. And then in case, you know, some dangerous thing does happen, or you encounter something that you're not ready for, you can always kind of quickly and speedily step back to where you are. And of course, who knows, you can even get lost inside of this landscape. You are following a river, of course. However, the distance that you travel and when you would come back to the dragon bone kind of gets skewed as you are walking and walking. And you have already been walking for 4 hours now. And you now realize that this is definitely vital information that is important to keep. And that definitely helps your travels, as the sense of security that you gain from it allows your travels to not only go faster, but also more safely, since you also take care of, you know, that you go places that also feel safe. So that is a second success.
I guess I'll try one. So I'm going to try to use investigation. We found our campsite, potentially, and we know it's 3 individuals that Israel saw. So as we're traveling, I want to try to look for clues of people traveling that are kind of out of the normal, or make sure we're on the right path. So like at the campsite, I would have like looked at footprints. I would have looked on like if they were like dragging a bag, or I would look how deep they were, if they were wearing like heavy armor, and try to do what individuals like that, what path they would take, and make sure we're following the right prints. Make sure, like, yeah, 3 people would go this way, so that's probably right. Because, you know, if we go left, then maybe 1 person would go there, and it's like easier for 1 person. 3 people with like this kind of armor and, you know, supplies would probably go this way. So I'm trying to follow them with investigation, if that makes sense.
Yes, you can definitely do that.
16.
16. Yeah, trying to analyze maybe, obviously depending what type of people are inside of this group will heavily determine not only what pace they might be traveling at, but which route they feel most comfortable using, and which methods they might have of either concealing themselves or also traveling. And you took a bit of time at the campsite, and you can see that it wasn't like proficiently made as you might have expected if they had a ranger with them, someone who knows how to make a campsite, how to hide themselves and that. So you assume they don't have someone with them who is highly adept at, scouring the wilds. However, you do see, or you saw marks of where some of their prints have actually been covered up and made so you can't find them, which makes you very aware. Okay, probably one of the reasons why you have a difficult time of actually finding tracks is not only because of the environment and it's just innately difficult to see them, but they also have someone with them who is actively obscuring their tracks. And the only reason you can also kind of determine that is they also have someone in their group who isn't very good at hiding themselves. As you can see in the camp itself, nudged against some of the rock, a bit of brittle has come down, and a heavy set of footprints have been kind of dug into the earth, suggesting that someone is definitely carrying some heavier armor that leaves behind quite strong traces. There's not much sign of a third individual, so they might either be very lightly adorned and just innately don't leave a lot of tracks behind. And so you assume that this group is probably, from what you can gather,
separate too.
Yeah, traveling at a rather slow pace because of the heavily armored individual and probably the one that isn't all too noticeable. So you assume because it's this wide variety of people that are traveling together that they are taking it slowly, if anything.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll pass along to everyone that one of them seems quite slow and quite probably well armored, or at least they have a lot of equipment. And then one of them I can't quite find, so they're probably keeping an eye about for the group. Maybe they've seen us.
Can't quite find them. Maybe they fly.
Maybe. I would. Yeah. I mean, sure. Could be a thing.
If you can't see that extra set of tracks, then maybe they're being carried by something, or.
I've literally never trained to follow tracks, but these are in the open. But I think we're on the right path.
So 2 more.
So with that, I want to do survival again, but now that I'm aware that they might be trying to hide tracks or obscure them, I'm going to try to look for obvious signs where things could have been obscured.
Okay, yeah. The DC increases every time you use the same skill twice. You can, as each player can use, so Icewell can use Survivor and you can use Survivor Jade, but if the same player uses Survivor twice, the DC increases, just so you are aware.
I have another idea that maybe we could use before you do that.
Okay.
I was gonna say maybe I could become a bear and use my bear scent to use my keen senses and try to track them with the scent. Now that we know that they camped, they probably left some sort of scent, and perhaps as a bear I could track them a little bit better with my perception.
Sure.
And we could keep your idea as a next thing or like backup if I fail.
I mean, it's worth a shot.
I mean, you need
Okay.
2 anyways.
Yeah, we need 2 anyways, and because we are close to where they potentially may have camped, I feel like descent would be higher here, and I think it would be like the best spot to do that.
I think it's a good way to start. Give some wiggle room. So.
Yes, you can do that then.
So I'm gonna roll twice because I can't do advantage with that thing.
And you, I forget what druid level you're at. You can't fly yet, right?
Not yet.
Okay.
16. Yeah, we transform into a bear and kind of whiff some of these burnt sticks there, and you know, it's nice burnt wood, which you don't really smell inside of hell. Everything smells like sulfur and stinks like shit. So with your keen bear senses, you try to ignore most of the other inflammatory smells that preside in the atmosphere here and try to pick out maybe a bit of sweat, maybe even some body odor, and like I said, maybe a burnt piece of wood that has left on the clothing. And as you're kind of sniffing around and you slowly continue your journey, although probably now a bit slower since you have to obscure your large bear form, and sometimes you have to kind of pass down under a rock as you can once again see a flock of devils fly over you, but you then kind of turn your nose back out and do catch a whiff in the air of someone who has been sweating profusely, and you can smell it because you smell sweat drops on the floor. Someone who has been walking down this path has been sweating very, very heavily and is leaving behind quite a trail. Not visible, however, with your keen senses, you do just barely make out that scent. Barely, no pun intended. So you are now very confident that you must be extremely close, because you're in hell, so sweat probably vaporizes instantly. And so what you are having here is the traces of a group that, you know, can't be too far away. But you have been kind of traveling at the 8 hours now already. And you have already passed, quote unquote, the tree. It is now, you would now have to look behind you to see where the tree is, just so you know where you are in relations to the tree. But like I said, it is further west, so you aren't necessarily further away. In fact, you're actually now closer to the tree, since it was kind of like this, and now you are like this.
Well, now that we know we're closer, or pretty damn close, if you want to take a look at your survival.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll give myself guidance.
Yup. Probably don't need that. Just for the extra flex, 27. And you were specifically looking for any tracks that are hidden, right? Or that are being covered up.
Yeah, I was looking for things that where I could clearly see that they were trying to hide stuff.
Mm.
I feel like that might be easier to look for than tracks that are disappearing.
Yeah. And with the sweat that Bear Sorel, which is the bear form of Isorel, yeah, I know, I'm so clever, has kind of pointed out, you then kind of investigate further at the spots where the sweat has dropped, and you can clearly see the attempts of someone to kind of quickly brush off any traces of footprints where someone has just swift over with their own foot over the heavier footprints of the armored individual. And like I said, since you are able to see this, that means they must be extremely close. So you continue to follow the tracks to eventually you are led very close to the river itself, as the kind of landscape turns into more of a it's not as cracked anymore. Instead it becomes a bit more slopey, and then there's a large slope that just kind of leads down to the river, and there's just this big river bank that is kind of free that you now have to kind of trudge to, and the tracks also seem to be leading down there. And in the distance, about maybe a mile away now, you do see 3 individuals kind of trekking at the side of the river, kind of carefully placing each foot after the other. However, they don't seem to be walking tremendously fast, and Iceral, when you're now calculating inside of the head the path you have traveled to get to where you are now, and relations to how much they have traveled since the last time we saw you, they maybe traveled a maximum of like 3 miles. So they're super slow. And you aren't quite sure if they even are traveling or if they're trying to do something else entirely now, since this seems like a very slow pace to be traveling.
Really,
If
none
they're-
of us can talk to Izaral, right? Well, she's a bear.
Nobody can.
I think we tested it before. If I use like message, I just get bear back because I think it's verbal.
Could Glamour speak to another animal?
I don't think so.
The thing is, if you guys tell me to come back into Isorel form, I will come back into Isorel form, because I keep my brain, I keep myself in there. I'm not just a bear walking around like murr.
I like having a bear. Well,
But yeah, if you feel like it's time for Isorel to be an elf, she can just drop her wild shape.
I think bear served a purpose, but we need...
For 3 hours, I have my bear shape. So as a bonus action, I can.
Yeah, then you would have already lost it by the time.
Yeah.
from the
So
countdown.
by the time we've traveled, yeah. But yeah, during those 3 hours, as a bonus action, I can just drop out of my bear form.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm me walking next to you now.
So if they were obviously trying to cover up tracks, they're either scared of something, they know we're here, or other people are here, or they're just trying to avoid, you know, I guess anything else in here detecting something's present.
I mean, we're also trying not to be seen by anything around here, so
I mean, that's fair, but we're not covering tracks.
which might be stupid from us, because we might be tracked by something.
That's a fair point.
You know, we don't know what is coming for us or not.
And we see, we're a mile away, but is there any way we can see if they're carrying anything like significant? Does it look like they're transporting, I don't know, like an ancient spear piece or something, you know?
Yeah, I can make a
That'd be
perception check.
convenient.
Are you trying to hide from them? Because if you don't want to be seen by them, then you all would have to make a stealth check now.
Oof. I don't think I'm hiding.
Okay.
No, I don't think Isara would be hiding because our goal is not to scare them right away.
Yeah.
Right?
If we're gonna be seen, it's probably best to be seen from a mile away than them detecting us 60 feet away from them.
Yeah.
So-
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to see if it looks like they're actually like transporting something that would cause them to actually be going as slow as they are.
Hmm. Yeah, I can make a perception check.
Plus 5.
Okay. You take your lens out and look through it. And zoom in a bit on the action. The three of them don't seem to be carrying anything particularly large. So there's no one is like carrying a black velvet case where there's a gold inscription that says Spear of Avernus, do not open, or anything of that sort. Don't have to have any big baggage. However, you can now recognize, being this close to them, that one of them is, has very tight leather clothing on, and they are sticking to the back of the group and is kind of continuously wiping the ground behind a more larger, heftier form of what seems to be a human, who is wearing very obvious armor that kind of reflects occasionally from the surrounding lights. However, he tried to obscure himself as best as he can with a tattered cloak. And then next to them, there seems to be a kind of looks a bit like Isorelish in the sense. Oh, no, actually not. No. Well, it's elven because it has long pointed ears, but very dirty, dark brown hair, kind of swirling in the dusty wind. And the only thing that that grabs your attention is that this individual has like some sort of parchment and is kind of always looking up and down and occasionally jotting something down, similar to what you were doing while you were traveling. And as you're kind of looking at them, you can see the one individual with the tight leather clothing that kind of reminds you a bit of Arya, actually, then turns around and then makes direct eye contact with you. Is then first a surprised expression, and then kind of taps to the back of the large individual, and all three of them stop and turn around to face you a mile away.
Good eyes.
Yeah, Isarel would just wave them down and just put both of her hands in the air.
Immediately as you do that, the one guy immediately just ducks down and tries to drag the other one down too. And they try and seem to hide. They're attempting to hide. Which,
I'm gonna
yeah?
keep looking at them, yeah.
You can make a perception check, actually.
Yep.
The big armored individual is so bad at this that he just kind of places himself beside a rock and just turns his back so the cloak is obscuring him, but he's still very obviously visible. The kind of wood elven lady, is what you presume her race is a bit better and hides behind him, but she would be discovered after he gets discovered, and the other individual kind of disappears from sight. And you kind of look at them, and you're like, okay, man, you can now probably understand why they were traveling so slow, because that guy really is bad at hiding. However, the other thing that you then quickly notice with your high perception checks is a few screeches from the sky. As you then notice, waving out in the open in this area, probably not the smartest idea, as you seem to have attracted a couple of devils that are surveying the area and are kind of swooping towards you and want to check out what you are. So you have a quick moment where you can do something, since you have such a high perception check. What do you wish to do?
Oh boy.
Is there anything that we can quickly duck to, like, under or hide somewhere that would be easy to avoid being seen?
Yeah, there are occasional, while this is more like a flat plateau and there aren't many cracked rocks, there's still larger boulders here and there, and a few lower kind of, not cliffs, but edges of the plateau where it's a bit steeper. You could potentially kind of duck behind there as these creatures are swooping down towards you and hide from them before they get to you.
I would most likely, in that case, just grab Eirik and Fiera by the scruff of the neck and just
Dive down there.
yeah, hoping Jade sees what I'm doing and follows.
With my 16 passive perception, I'm assuming I would have seen that.
Yep, definitely.
So then I would have followed.
Okay, then you all can make a stealth check as you then try to hide from these things.
I'm giving
we
myself
go.
guidance.
I think I'm gonna give myself guidance as well, because I'm...
I trip.
I roll at disadvantage, so...
You can't do worse than me. Can't happen.
Oh, that's hilarious. They were both 8s.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
Well.
Oh, man.
Wait, but did Jade's never pop up? Or am I blind?
It doesn't look like it popped up, but that's weird because it shows me that it was 2 8s.
Okay. So, yeah, I assume then we would just say it's an 8 plus. Do you have a plus?
3.
And any bonuses?
I have no, so my stealth is just disadvantage plus 0, so it's an 8.
It's an 8. Okay. 8 plus 3 is 11. So I saw you grab Eirik by the collar, grab Fiera by the scuff, and as you kind of jump into the hole or into the lowered ground, a bit of clothing tears off of Fiera, and you don't actually grab her waist, but she just stays there, a bit confused, turns around, and probably says something like, "What are you doing?" in typical Fiera fashion when she doesn't comprehend what's going on. And as you kind of duck down, Eirik and you are very decently obscured by the kind of cover that this slope provides. However, as Jay kind of also ducks down, her heavy armor that she's wearing just clanks onto the ground and the stone floor, making also a loud noise, where you can now see that the devils that are approaching are now very quickly beelining directly towards you, and you can now see that they are sheathing their swords out. And as they're coming closer, you see that these are winged creatures, and this is the first time that you're seeing them, you know, up close. Usually they're like miles away up in the sky and you can only see flying dots. But a white colored, scaly, almost like humanoid-esque creature that seems bipedal at first comes like into sight. However, they have 2 wings on their back, but from a quick glance, as they are aggressively charging towards you, they seem very, very dragon-like as they approach closer and closer towards you, though with very aggressive tones in the way that they're approaching you. And there seem to be a group of 3 that are currently approaching. They're still a bit away and they need some time to catch up. However, in the speed that they're traveling, they probably won't need long until they're where you are. So what would you like to do?
I look around because I probably lost track of Izrael and Eirik.
No, we're hiding.
Where?
God.
They're right there. They're coming.
Then do something about it.
I will run toward the people that were trying to hide by the river.
So you're going to you go towards them?
A mile away.
Oh, that's right. That's that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that and say just help, help. See if they join in.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can make that. So you just start running there.
I mean, it's probably like a casual speed walk.
Oh, a casual speed walk. Okay.
Yeah.
What are the other people in the group doing?
Israel, if you want to hide, I can do rope trick.
We're gonna have to protect Fiera some way or another. I don't think hiding is the best solution. Because she's gonna get bombarded.
Yeah. Okay. So we're doing something then.
I can cast Bless on you guys.
That is not a bad idea. I'm just wondering. Sorry. I am wondering if I shouldn't. I am. Yeah. I'm going to try a trick. I'm gonna try and trick them. So 300 feet away from where we are, like in the other direction, I'm going to, let me see here. Where is it? Oh no, it's not gonna work. Shoot. Oh crap, it takes 10 minutes. I can't do that.
30 feet away from us in a direction that would lead them away from us. I'm going to do minor illusion and have it be a screen. To try to draw them away from us.
I'm gonna use your thing and add on to it to make it try to make it more effective.
Okay.
I'm gonna summon my Fae and tell it to run as far away as possible.
Okay. Now, I will say this. You both are casting a spell. And if they can see you cast a spell, they know what's going on. So if you just make a scream 30 feet away, because you still have to do your verbal and somatic components, depending on what spell you're casting, If they
Mine
see,
is just somatic.
which is a hand motion, and if they see you casting the spell, it's quite obvious that the distraction is coming from somewhere else. So you will have to try and do that stealthily, which is why sorcerers can usually subtly cast without having to do that. So it actually seems like it's coming from somewhere else. I will still allow you to attempt to do it, and it's making you aware of the fact that just casting a spell in itself, it's like saying I'm going to throw a stone there, and the sound there is going to distract them. But if they see you throwing the stone, it's not very distracting, if you get my gist.
Why
Yeah.
are my rolls not showing up now?
I've seen it here.
Uh,
It's here.
Showing up in D&D Beyond, but they're not showing up in.
Roll 20. Reload D&D Beyond. Sometimes the
Because I don't want to have to re-roll that because it was really good
Yeah, she rolled an 18.
with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Stealth.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and with
I can't summon. I just realized I cannot summon my Fae because I did not prepare it today.
Oh.
I thought I did, but I did not. I prepared something else.
Okay. I will quickly do somewhere else. What was your roll again? Your stealth?
18.
18. Okay, so you kind of duck low enough, or kind of also stand behind a larger boulder, where you then kind of subtly cast the spell with your hands behind it, so they don't see you doing, the act of throwing the stone, and kind of emanate a scream coming from somewhere else. And you can see that one of the 3 flying creatures kind of then swoops off to the side, and his attention is drawn towards where your scream's coming from, and there are only 2 of them directly approaching you now. They seem still focused on you. You are the first target that they've seen, and they probably won't let their eyes kind of go away from you. And I would say, unless Eirik, you have one last thing you can do, otherwise they will swoop in.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Do they look humanoid enough that they might understand common?
No, definitely not. I meant humanoid from their quote-unquote height, so they aren't like big, large beasts. But yeah, they're as humanoid as the Grinches that you fought.
Okay. Oh god. I'm gonna pull out my the brass cone and attach it to my hand cannon and create my protector cannon.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah. I'm just gonna sit there. Am I able to activate it at the same time, or
Yeah,
no?
we'll say you can activate it as well.
So with that means Isorel is still beside me. Is Jade within 10 feet of me?
Yeah, she's within 10 feet of you.
Okay, so the 3 of us get 10 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
I shall take that.
Okay. Then I would say it's time to bring you to the new battle map. And you can roll initiative.
Oh, jeez.
Yikes.
This
a lot of
reminds
Kool-Aid
me
there.
too much of this fight with Calyx that we had.
Yeah, we fought, I think, some sort of devils there, blood devils.
And he flew.
Interesting.
No, the ones you fought on Calyx was a demon.
Oh, they were deep? Oh, that's right.
We
When
still flew.
Izo
Yeah,
or
this-
Arya was screaming. I mean, being tortured.
Let me also switch
Plus
the
2.
view here.
We take a break before battle starts.
Yes, actually, that is a pretty good idea. Yep, we're at the 1.5 hour mark. We just roll our initiative so we can get this set it. Oof.
Oh no!
And I should roll initiative for these lads. Oh, they got the same!
Oh,
Yes, 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 yes.
Why is it white for me? Oh my god!
I am not the last. I am
roll
not
No.
the last.
and
Now,
Azathia.
this is also a rare thing, which is it's already in order. With how we rolled. Dang, that's pretty damn dope. But yeah, we're gonna take a quick break here and then continue and see how much trouble these guys will cause. So we're gonna catch you in a quick second. See ya. And we're back, and the people seem to be very excited. Especially Greg is dying. Dying.
Get it. See.
Well, let's hope he doesn't die. To get stuff started, starting off with Fiera, how do you wish to act? You're the first one who is power walking towards the other group.
Yeah, what direction are they?
Yeah, white, which is
To the. Okay. But like, mile.
yeah, a mile.
Oh gosh. Well, after our last engagement, I don't want to get incinerated. So I'll walk 10 feet closer, and I should be in range. Yes. Okay, I will try to get my chains around that closer one with stasis. If you can give me a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, actually, let me mark them with colors again so you can differentiate them, because I always forget that. How? Constitution! It is still a devil, so it has magic resistance.
Yes, I know. I have nothing else.
It's for the viewers with the 18, so it does make it. As he's
Breaks my
flying
chains.
there, breaks chains, and then kind of says now as he's close enough that you can hear its speech. And this actually, I swear, you can understand as he curses in Draconic and says,
All grateful blessings for Bell. More souls to collect.
Super friendly.
For who?
As well.
Bell.
Azrael's all excited now.
Okay, 20 more feet. I'll just yell to others. So let's go join those others. Maybe they can help us. These look not so friendly. Now I'll start power walking around the river. And that'll be my turn.
Okay, very nice. Taking us to Irik's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my action to dodge in case they do anything. And I'm going to use my movement to run in the direction of Fiera while also yelling out, "We need to help them over there!"
Okay. Can definitely do that. Then... Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's Jade's turn.
Let's see. Are they like up in the air?
Yes.
Or are they like on the ground?
They're up in the air. They just flew in over the river.
About how high up in the air are they?
They are about 40 feet. They're currently descending.
Okay. I just kind of stand, kind of planted where I'm at. I take my hammer and it's kind of ready. And then, they're gonna have advantage on this, but I don't care. Oh, they don't speak common. At least that I know, so I don't want to do that. Oh man, I thought I knew what I wanted to do. I will cast Armor of Agathis on myself. First level. Okay, I didn't mean to roll that, but yeah, I gain 5 temporary hit points, but it won't stack with the 10 I already have, which is fine because I wasn't really wanting to.
Oh.
So the way I'm reading that is if I lose those 10 temporary HP, then can I add the 5? Or...
First you gain 5 hit points for duration. If you choose with a melee attack while you have these hit points, the creature takes 5 cold damage. No, so you get 5 temporary hit points, and as long as you have temporary hit points, they will take 5 damage every time they hit you.
Okay, so do I have to lose the 10 that I was already given just to have 5 for that to work?
Oh, yeah. So temporary hit points don't stack, they always replace each other.
Okay. Alright, so I'll drop down 5. Yeah, so I'm like standing in a very like defensive stance.
Hmm.
And not wanting them to get close to Izero.
Okay, yes. Oops, what is this? Then, well, next to go is Izero.
Yes.
Oops.
I'm actually gonna walk up 5 feet. And then I will cast a new spell that I've learned from our time dealing with demons and being affected by it. Once I actually will use my arm that has the mark and kind of focus on it and shoot a blight spell at Mr. in Red.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
DC 16. And if he successes, he takes half the damage.
Yep. Blight, a very druidy spell, Constitution advantage because magic resistance.
Yep.
And with a 20 doesn't make it, but still takes a hefty 18 damage as you shoot your blight out. How does it look like? Since it's the first time you're channeling some negative energy.
Yeah, so as I said, I'm kind of focusing on my mark that I have from Helix, and you see like this dark, like very, very dark purple energy around my hand, and I just shoot, and it looks like I'm basically shooting this purpley bluish liquid at them.
Yep. Kind of shooting out, and you can see it does hit him, but while he's mid-air, he kind of just flaps with his wings and managed to kind of brush most of it off, and his scales seem very resilient, as some of it kind of edges through its scales and dissolves some of it, as some parts of his body get a bit thinner as the life energy gets thrown out of him. However, he seems quite resilient towards that attack. However, still damage him quite a bit. Is that the end of your turn, or would you like to move?
I will absolutely move. I will actually use my Misty Step to pop over here, and then I'm going to do the 25 remaining feet that I have to get closer to Fiera.
Okay, yes, very nice. Seeing that you all are running away, it's their turn. First of all, the other guy that you sent 30 feet away, which I will presume is just going to be 30 feet here. Actually, now that I'm noticing, it wouldn't be that far away, the third guy. So I will actually say the third guy kind of flew somewhere here. That's 60 feet, I know, but he was searching, and he will waste one turn being there. Yeah. The others, however, will kind of fly down towards you to flank the lone lady there, and they kind of now next to you. You can see they are a large form, about like 6'5". They have bent knees or double jointed knees, like you know, an animal would have, and they have like this deep squat, white scales covering their entire body, 2 horns coming out of the back of their skulls, and big, large, gaping and sharp teeth, as well as clawed hands. One of them carrying this jagged, long sword, as they kind of snarl towards you and attack with advantage. First, with their bites, as they attempt to bite you, Jade. They come in. Was a double 24 will definitely hit. Would you like to do anything?
I will use my reaction for Hellish Rebuke.
Okay, well that means you will have to take damage. So you take a total of 14.
Oh, my HP's gone, but it takes 4 cold damage.
Okay, yeah, you see that.
5,
Yeah, it bites into you, and as it kind of the teeth kind of go through your armor and inside of you, you yourself feel a flash of cold injected into your skin, as its mouth seems to be a very freezing, cooling temperature. And as soon as your Hellish Rebuke kind of, oh no, wait, not Hellish Rebuke. You mean your armor of Agatha's?
Yeah.
Kind of kicks back, and this kind of mist of white, cool air shoots into his face. However, as it dissipates, it seems like he's completely unaffected by it. And that's the first attack. You still have your reaction in case you want to do a Hellish Rebuke.
Yep, I am. You must make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Well, I will spare that, because as your cold kind of blasts into his face, you rebuke back with a bit more infernal energy yourself, as fire comes out, spreads around him. And as that smoke dissipates, he also seems completely unaffected by fire. That was his first attack. So he will now make as he's kind of biting into your shoulder, he kind of takes his other hand to claw you. With a 25, that will hit. He has still has advantage because he's flanking you. So you take another 10 slashing damage, and last but not least, he will then take his longsword to try and cleave you. But with a 15, he will miss as he then finally kind of brush him off of you and parry his last strike. That was only 1 of 2. The other one will then also attempt to bite you. So 17? Do you have your shield equipped?
I do.
Okay, then you take your shield up. Barely manage to scrape that one off. As he then comes with his longsword. With a 21, he will hit. As you take another 8 force damage from his sword. And then 1 claw. With a 23 will also hit. And we'll take another 10 slashing damage as they crawl down to you and tear you absolutely apart. They start yawning and screaming, and I swear you can hear at the tip of your ears. Bell will see this as a great victory. Cherish the unchained souls. Strengthen the bond. This will take us to Fiera.
Yeah, which one did I see Azrael shoot the blight at?
Oh, wait, actually at the top of your turn. I almost forgot. What you see, or rather hear, is from the river itself, almost like conjuring blood. As you look to the side and at the cliff of where you know the blood river is, you suddenly start to hear whispers. And you can just see this wave of blood suddenly to almost climb up the edge of the cliff as the lake itself kind of becomes alive and multiple mouths and eyes start to emerge and hands come out of the blood river itself and climbs up towards you, trying to slowly grasp where you are as this thing then enters out. And that's not the only one, as it seems like almost the entire river itself suddenly just gets these shapen forms and appear one by one at the edges of where you guys are and try to climb up towards. Their turn starts now. I will have to roll the separate initiative. So they're probably very bad. Oh, with a 15. So it's still your turn, Freya, but you can see as the thing manifests outside of the river. And because it's that, each creature starts within. You start its turn within 20 feet, so you have to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Guys, this is the boat on repeat.
14.
14 is enough, as you can hear these whispers try to attack your mind. However, you have grown over the last couple of days, especially in terms of attacks against your head and your mind, and so the whispers don't manage to enter inside of your head and you ignore them. Wait, actually, you should be unaffected because of the ring. Yeah, actually, you would be unaffected either way, so I guess that makes sense.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm tired of people in my head, so... Okay, I'll yell to everyone. Okay, River, bad idea. Let us go another direction. Oh god, jeez, Not looking like a great fight here. I don't know where to go. I think if this should get me close enough. Did I see which one the blight hit? Azrael? Because it was visual, I assume.
Yep, the red one.
Okay. Same as before, I will try to put the blue one into stasis.
Very well. The blue one.
Save.
Make its Constitution saving throw with advantage. It's 18. Unfortunately, we'll make it again.
Okay. Yeah, let's keep going out. Okay, let's run this way, and I'll make a way up north, and that'll be my turn.
Okay, that will then take us to the blob. The blob, the blob, the blob. This blob will crawl out here, since it's not very fast. Wait. No, it can only crawl up to here. It's actually super slow. However, Arik, you can see this just mass of mouths and eyes as it's wreathing outside and climbing over the edge, and you just see this abhorrent monstrosity. Demon devil, who cares at this point? And you can see just one part of its body just start to kind of bulge up, and then a mouth appears and this slime spits out in the middle, targeting here, which would get all three of you.
This is rude.
So each of you has to make a dexterity saving. Oh no! Wait! No! I read that wrong. He will throw it here, and I'll only target Fiera and Eirik. It's within 5 feet of each other. You can only spit it 15 feet. Yep. So you both have to make a dexterity saving throw. So 16. Oh, that's a natural one.
Oh, Eirik.
As the spit comes out, as it impacts on the ground, there's this sudden flash, and you look towards it because you're just preparing to dodge. However, looking towards it, the flash of, and you can see there's this blood that comes spilling out, just goes into your eyes, and you are blinded until the end of the creature's next turn. Fiera, you manage to just close your eyes and duck away and aren't affected. This...
Oh, I get to make advantage because of my dodge, right?
Against 630 saving throws too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says you dexterity saving throws with advantage.
Yes, then roll again.
Oh my god.
Please.
Well, no, don't do shit. I'm sorry.
At least it's not a 1.
Yeah, doesn't really change anything here. This dude will go towards you, Isterwell, and just kind of reaches out and tries to bite you. Yep, that's what it's gonna do. So let me roll the attack. It's an 18. I presume that hits.
Oh yeah.
So you can just see this mount just flooding over the edge of it, and the many mouths just kind of grab onto your feet and try to consume you as you take 16 piercing damage, and you must make a strength saving throw.
You said strength?
Yep, strength.
That's my worst one.
Oh, 18 is more than enough.
Take it.
As you can
I'll
see
take
that the mouths that are grabbing you are trying to pull it inside of you and trying to bring you to your knees so it can consume you even more. However, you do not subdue. The other ones here will just plop, start climbing upwards there, and then this one will dash. Plop. And that's the end of their turn. So Arik, it's now your turn. You are currently blinded, so you can't see anything.
Oh boy. Do I get to make a save to see if it, like, I can like wipe it off or anything?
Nope. You're blinded until the end of its next turn.
I'm just gonna use. Knowing that it's there to my right, I'm gonna immediately turn left and just run and use my entire. I'm just gonna use my movement to get 30 feet away. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to... Oh, wait. double check something. Oh, crap. Oh yeah, okay. Bonus action, I'll reactivate the protector cannon, and I'll give another set of temporary hit points to Jade, because she's still within the 10 feet of it.
Whoa.
Let me find it again. I have to roll it again. It's not always 10.
Oh.
Sorry.
Potentially 10, or maybe even more. Hey, yeah, it is.
11.
11.
And then I'm gonna move the cannon. It's 15 feet up, back towards me.
Okay. I guess the one will get the attack of opportunity as you're kind of slowly trying to walk away, right?
I guess.
And we'll definitely take it. It's seeing this thing and disappear. And so as this mechanic thing, I think he will take his longsword to just kind of cleave at it. That is a natural 1. So someone can roll me a d20. And
Go
he's-
ahead.
Yeah, it's my
Greg.
thing, so
Yeah.
D20.
11. And he's actually using a weapon. Oh, as he's attempting to strike the cannon, he accidentally leaves himself open. So, Jade, on your next attack, you will have advantage against him.
Sweet, so it just turns into regular instead of disadvantage.
Why would you have disadvantage?
Because I'm flanked.
No, that doesn't impose disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So, I guess that's your turn, Eric, right? You can't do anything else?
No, that's it. I'm blind and lost right now.
Yep, then I will take us to Jade, your turn.
Alright, so I'm going to... The one that I have advantage on, I'm going to give my Hexblade's Curse to as a bonus action, which is the one that gives me a +4 to my damage and my crit changes. And I'm going to go in for an attack with my Warhammer.
Yep.
And I'm also doing my smite.
Which smite?
The one where my divine smite.
Ah, okay.
So let me roll my damage for my Warhammer first. And it's the one-handed.
That
And
is
then
15 plus your Hexblade's Curse. And one additional d8 because it's a fiend. So that is 15, 22, 27 damage as you just poke in with your hammer and just kind of slam into him. He can't use his reaction because he just did. So he just kind of takes in the hit and you just blast the side of him. He kind of crumples together, puts one knee to the floor and then quickly stands back up, but that hit was heavy.
And then I'm going in for my second attack.
Oh yeah, 27 will definitely also hit.
Because I'm assuming I still don't have advantage.
Nope, you don't anymore.
Okay.
Another 11 there, which makes
And
it a
then-
15 again.
Yeah.
You can smite again if you want.
No. I want to save my spell slots. And then I'm going to provoke opportunity attacks, but that is okay. I need to run.
Okay. Well, only opportunity attack from the one that's below you. That's the one up already did, and he will try to bite. Was it 18? He barely hits.
That is my AC.
So you take 18 damage as he kind of snarls and bites into your other shoulder, and once again you can feel his cold breath seep in to your flesh as you try to escape.
All right, yeah, I'm running away and making my way towards the rest of the group.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
We'll take us to Icewell. And since you start within 20 feet of one of the globs, you have to make a wisdom saving throw. Oh, easy peasy. Easy peasy. No problem. You don't even hear the whispers. You're like, what?
I'm too busy focusing on Jade that I see getting mauled. So I am going to bonus action cast Healing Word on her. So you gain a 13 points of health.
Thank you.
Then I'm going to use my action to disengage. And I am going to get the fuck away from there.
Okay. Very nice. At the end of your turn?
It is at the end of my turn. I cannot do anything else.
Then we will come back to them people. This time we'll actually fly direct to Fiera, since it looks like you guys are trying to escape. This one will say hello to Eirik. Step down in front of you, but he has to dash to get there. And this one will follow you, Jade. So let's start off with you, Jade. Once again comes snarling back to try and bite you again. And this time can see him just excited about this potential of feasting or getting something. And as such, he will attack recklessly. So he will gain advantage on his attacks. However, any attacks that are made against him also have advantage. So he will attempt to bite you. It was a 26, that definitely hits. You take 23 damage.
Yikes.
Then he will claw you. It was an 18, he will hit again for another 11.
I might like go down, guys.
And last but not
Only at
least,
15.
his longsword attack. With a 12, he misses as he slashes over you and isn't able to catch you. Was only one of the three. The other one, to Fiera, will also attempt to bite you. Yep. For 21 points of damage. Then attempt to use a sword. It's a 22.
Yep.
You also hit. Another 14 force damage. As the sword kind of hits you and you just feel this kind of energy just bluntly hit against you. As the sword itself seems quite dull. And then try to claw you. Was it 14? Oh, 17. Because he also attacks.
No, either would hit.
Okay.
Yes.
For another 7 slashing.
Wow. Ow.
Ending their turn, since the other one had to dash to get to Eirik. Bring us now to your turn. Fiera, are you within 20 feet of one of these things? You are. So you have to make
Oh,
a
boy.
wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that was almost a 3. Okay,
Oh,
we're good.
easy enough. You make it and oh wait, no, you're immune because of your wing.
Oh, well,
Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
Either way.
Yeah.
okay. Okay, now that this creature is upon me, how hurt does it look after?
It looks pretty damn beaten up. Like another one of those hits from Jade would probably take it out,
Oh,
but
Jade. Yeah.
it has to be a well,
Probably not a first level spell.
probably not.
So to get off the map, I would have to go 35 feet, right? Not 30.
Yeah.
Oh. I run, it would either bite me or slash at me. But I think we're running. Jade looks horrible, but I can't help, so we are in a save yourself situation. Yeah, I will run, taking the attack of opportunity.
Very well. That it will gladly take, as it will attempt to bite you. There was a
Sure.
20 you will
Yeah.
hit, and you take
Oh.
17.
Yeah, limping a little bit. I will then dash with my action and get out of here.
Very well. That means Fiera is now out of combat and is now officially gone.
I am going home.
That will now take us to these things. This thing will move 10 feet here. This thing will also move 10 feet here. I will roll a d6 to see if he gets his thing back. Nope, he doesn't. However, the other one does. Oh, well, he didn't use his. And so we will now spit his globular towards you, Isorel. So you have to make a dexterity saving throw. The two down here will just move. A 16 is enough, as you, having seen it being done to Eirik and Fiera, know what's happening, and you just look away as you blood spatter goes everywhere, but not in your direction. However, this guy will... Oh no, he doesn't have it anymore, so he can't do it. Then he will move, use his action to move here towards Jade.
Oh, he's not going after the devil. Interesting.
Definitely not. That will take us to Eirik's turn.
Bonus action, I'll do the protector cannon again just to give Jade something.
It's helping, believe it or not. I'm already at 15 out of 80.
Hang on. Oh, here we go. We're just... Okay.
Oh,
Ah,
6 temporary hit points this time. It's going to absorb a attack of opportunity and move its 15 feet.
oh wait. It was in 20 feet. So you have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Bitch. For fuck's sake, +5. I have a +5 available.
Oh, that's a dex save.
Oh, a wisdom save.
Oh, shit. +5.
Oh. Yeah, you're hearing the whispers and you're starting to go a bit mad, and before you can do it, you just put your fingers into your ears and you're like,
Just
nope.
straight to the yeah. No, we're not doing this. Okay, so then the cannon takes his attack of opportunity.
Which he will take, seeing this weird
Yeah.
mechanism try to escape from him. But he will definitely hit. making 15 damage towards your cannon.
Ooh. Confirm. Okay, that's fine. And then I'm just gonna absorb my attack of opportunity and try to get out of here.
Okay. So you take also a bite. A 14.
That misses.
Oh, it misses. So you just dash away and get out of here unscathed. This will now take us to Jade. Oh, first of all, wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Easy enough. You also aren't affected by the whispers.
Alright, so we're gonna go. I'm assuming I get an opportunity attack.
Yep, from the thing.
From
Blue.
the blue?
No. The blue attacked the turret.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you moved within range of the other one. You didn't leave its range.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to attack the one that I hexed.
Interesting choice. Okay, yeah, you can make that. A 17 will hit.
I'm also going to use my Divine Smite.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be at a 3rd level because that's all I have available.
Okay.
So let's do regular damage first. So 14.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Obliterate that shit. Please kill him.
So it's 2. So it's at 3rd level. So, okay, so that's an extra
5.
D8.
It's 5.
5d8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, how do you wish to obliterate it?
This energy just comes like and just like smash in his like rib cage as like the blunt damage like pierces his heart and just like suffocates him because all of his internal organs get squished.
Yep, just gets batched in, slammed to the floor as his chest implodes. His last words fade away and his body lighten up in flames, and the chains come and drag him down to hell.
And I regained 10 HP when he died.
Yes, for your hex.
And I had only moved, let's see, so I started here.
Yep, so you moved a total of 15 feet.
And 15 more to get out of there.
Okay, attack of opportunity from the glob.
Yep.
So he will try to bite you. Which it definitely doesn't.
Nope.
And so you manage to get out of there. And you stand next to Isorel, and it is your turn, Isorel.
Yes. I am going to a bonus action cast Shield of not Shield of Sanctuary on Jade. So I just like pat you on the head and you're englobed into this like shimmery bluey purplish color. And then I am going to
Well, actually, you have to make a wisdom saving throw. Because it was in 20 feet
do
of,
that.
which you will probably make.
Oh yeah.
Yes, easy enough. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Continue.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I will I will activate my channel divinity balm of peace, so I get an extra 30 feet of movement. So as I am passing around Jade, he gains this much more health, which is not a lot, but still
It's decent.
better than
Anything
nothing.
helping.
Yeah, so I have an extra 30 feet, and then I'm just gonna use my the rest of my action to dash the fuck away from here.
Okay, well, isn't your channel divinity in action?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, right. I didn't mean. I mean
Your
my
movement. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, my movement to just get the fuck away from here. Sorry, words.
Yeah, so it's only you three people. So
Oh,
You
man.
you do have sanctuary on.
they
I
will
don't know what
flank
that
you.
does.
They have to make a wisdom save before every attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it so this way we have it here. They need to make a wisdom save of 16 or higher. If they fail the save, they have to find another target to attack.
Can they also choose to not attack? Is my question.
Yes. Hold on. You ward a creature within range against attack until the spell ends. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack or harmful spell must first make a wisdom save. On a failed save, the creature must choose a new target or lose the attack or spell.
Yes.
This spell doesn't protect the warded creature from AoE, such as the explosion of a fireball.
Yup.
And then if the warded creature makes an attack, casts a spell that affects an enemy, or deals damage to another creature, the spell ends. So Jade, if you attack, you lose the sanctuary. So this is basically please get the fuck away from here attempt.
Was an attack. So I'm wondering, do they have to make a wisdom saving for every attack?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too.
That's what it looks like.
With
Yep.
any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack. So every single time they attack, they need to make a wisdom save.
Yep. Then let's start off with a wisdom save from the top one. Still advantage. Because magic resistance. So a 19 does make it. So his first attack does come through, which is his bite. Because a 19 also comes through, so you take 24
Ooh.
damage, bring you down quite low. Then, for a second attack, once again, wisdom save. 8 fails, so he wastes that attack. His third attack, which he would do with his claws.
Doesn't it say he has to choose a new target or lose the attack?
Yeah, he loses the attack. Second, third attack does. He is able to make because of 18. So he will claw you. And with a 19, he does hit. Taking us to 14 slashing damage. I'm still up.
Yep.
Very well, then we have to go through this one more time. Saying it was a bite attack. With some save to see if it lasts. That's a 20. See if he hits with its bite attack.
Guys,
Wow.
I'm dead.
Well,
I'm probably about to die right now, depending on how much damage I take.
that is a natural 20. Bring it to a, well, actually pretty low for it's 21, 24, that's 31 damage that takes you down.
Well, I was only at 3 HP.
Yeah, so you're only down.
Yeah.
So This devil bites into you. And
Man, I have the worst freaking luck.
I wouldn't necessarily call it luck. There were a few decisions that were questionable that the peeps you have made, and you go down. And because the other ones are focused on escaping, what we see that they do is they pick up the body. They don't seem to be continuously trying to slay her, but just pick up and then fly off into the distance, taking her somewhere.
Oh my god.
Not again.
It's
Yeah.
because I positioned myself to like take the brunt of it so you guys could like get distance and then it just bit me in the butt.
The other three, since these devils have somewhat ignored you, have a pretty easy time, at least in the beginning, to escape. However, you don't know if they will call others to the aid to try and track you down. So what is your goal now? You have cleared distance from the river itself. As you then take a pause after running continuously for maybe like 5 to 10 minutes. So you're far away enough. What do you guys wish to do?
Bonus action calling my cannon back to me
Yeah.
repeatedly.
Come. Ah, shit. I'm just gonna look at the others like, okay, what the hell do we do now?
I don't know.
Are you hurt? Are you hurt?
Yeah, I'm a mess. Did I look around for those 3 we were originally looking for? See if they're in the area?
Yeah, you can make a perception check.
I'm gonna try to see if from where we are I can see the tree.
Yeah. Cool.
Not the 3 people, but the tree
Yep.
with branches.
3. Oh man. Yeah, you can also make a perception check.
It's like a human tree.
I see everything.
my-
I see everything.
In your time of desperation, yes, you do see the tree quite clearly, actually. And I was seeing from the other perspective, it almost seems like it's standing on a plateau meant for you to see in this moment, almost as if like if you would have come here first, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
You fuck. You son of a fuck.
Always talk to trees.
Yeah.
With me,
I'm gonna.
see me being flown away.
Yeah, do I see her being flown away?
Oh yeah, with
the same
your
time?
passive perception as you were running away, you definitely would have seen that.
Yeah. I would have pointed out. We have a problem, guys. We have a big problem.
What direction are they going?
They seem to be still flying down the river. Oh no, not down. Not down the river. Towards. So
Up.
this.
Where we're supposed to
where-
go.
Yeah, where you're supposed to go.
Good and bad thing.
Okay, so tree over here looks like a safe spot. We should probably get there to gather our minds back. Jade
Safe.
is going in the direction that we need to go. I need to tell you guys, those devils were speaking Draconic and they were talking about Bel needing souls. So now I'm wondering if the spirit is guarded by this Bel
That is absolutely the case. I guarantee you that is absolutely the case. They are taking Jade with them.
Yep. So let's go to the tree to have some nice protection. Take a breather, regather our thoughts, and then we need to get going.
I need to sleep soon. 'Cause I didn't get a long rest when you guys got your rest.
I don't know what a rest is. I have first level spell slots.
That was very in my brain.
Yeah.
No, like it triggered my bass on my headset. It's like my whole like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was eating his mic.
Do I think? I barely saw them. Would I know, since I have the stunning spell, if I saw enough detail from the individuals that I would be able to send them a message?
I think yeah, you got enough that you feel confident that you could probably send one of them a message. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Deal.
Oh, she's distracted. She is staring at the tree, taken in by it.
But while she was doing that, do I know who the first sinner is that got speared by the spear?
Yeah. It's Eve. Actually, you can make a history check. And
yeah, what's
because
that story?
You have history and religion, right?
Yes.
So you have advantage.
I'm very religionist.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll do religion advantage then. Ooh, I'm a little tired.
18. Yeah, probably not the best position to currently think of the story of Genesis and how humans were created and what they've done. Yeah, but it is basically the same story as we in the real world would know it as Adam and Eve, where humans were given a place created by the gods to live peacefully as long as they abide by God's rule. However, they defied one of God's wishes by eating from the tree of truth, and as such committed one of the sins, after which they were punished for it. However, the story seems a bit, there's no point in the story where it said that Eve was pierced by a divine weapon and then created hell. That's the first time you're like, Jesus Christ, I just thought they were sent out of the Garden of fucking Paradise. But it seems like something else entirely has occurred.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to sort fact from fiction, literally in the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have another plan. Let's go to the tree. Yeah, let's go. And we go stealthily. I still don't know what that means as Fira in the game, but I try to be quiet this time.
Okay. So, since you want to get to the tree, it's much, much closer. As a skill challenge, however, only 3 successes are necessary and the DC isn't as high.
Can I just say that I've cast Mending on my cannon before we do the skill challenge?
Oh yeah, you can probably do it during the skill challenge, I would say. Since it's a long period of time. So, who wishes to start? How are you getting to the tree?
Boy.
I'm gonna do the most obvious thing to do and use my very perceptive eyes to lead us in the correct direction, trying to avoid spots that would make us too visible to the sky.
Yeah. Then do your check. Yes. Very good. Yeah, now that you're away from the more slopey area that is close to the river and the kind of cracks, crannies, caves, and ravines start to appear again, you immediately can seek out back to the old ways how you were traveling at the beginning and manage to seek out kind of this small ravine that you kind of climb down towards and are completely obscured by any flying patrols, which you do then scout kind of flies over you at some point, as you are very aware that a hunting party has definitely been sent after you. And so kind of lay low for a while inside of this ravine as soon as you think that the coast is clear, and then continue to move forwards. That is a success, however.
I'm gonna use nature, and as we're walking, I'm gonna be paying particular attention to the environment because I want to see the closer we get to the tree, does it look like more signs of life are appearing? Like, is there more sort of moisture in the ground, or does anything else plant-like appear in the ground as we get closer to the tree, just to see if there's any sort of actual energy coming out of the area that the tree is in?
Yeah, I can definitely make that check. That's a 15. Yeah. As you kind of get closer and closer, and you start to approach the foot of the plateau that this tree is kind of currently resting on, there seems to be a bit of a shift in the natural surroundings, if you can call them natural. Well, natural for hell at least, where the very dried, sand, rocky ground turns into more of a dusty, mellowed, and kind of maybe like graveled stone with a few more larger stones kind of clumped together. And it turns from this kind of dark, reddish, brownish into a more very desaturated and brighter whitish tone. Well, not white, more grayish, I should say, as these kind of clumps of stone, almost looks like chalk, are being like pressed together, and it's very yeah, a lot of dust seems to like come over it, and as you kind of step on it, you can see that like plumes of dust kind of sprout out as you're kind of stepping on top of them. And yeah, it seems, however, that as the closer you get, and more of this white, gravelly, kind of textured landscape comes forth, there isn't as much cover as you notice, and you stand at the foot of this plateau now, and you notice it's a bit risky. However, the time you have now spent around here with Isor still keeping eyes around, the amount of devils surveying this area seems extremely low. The entire time you've kind of approached this tree and gone beyond a certain threshold, you haven't seen any patrols at all. But you haven't been here that long, maybe like for an hour.
So this is going to be a little different one. I want to use my Constitution to see if I can get us going at a quickened pace. You know, not taking a break, not taking a second to look at anything odd or different. Just keep us moving at a quickened pace. But more or less relying on the amulet I have that is fueling my body. If that makes sense.
You know what? I think that's a very creative use of that. I in one of the base scores. I will select that. Yes, I will definitely allow that.
Sweet.
Very nice. Those are 3 successes in a row. Noticing that from the track now onwards, you can't really rely much about stealth. However, it seems like the open area, though open, doesn't seem to have as many patrols. It might be just smarter to kind of rush towards the tree itself. And maybe the closer you get to it, maybe it has some kind of ward or something. Or the devils don't like coming near the tree, whatever it is. Perhaps the closer you get, the safer you are. And so whatever decision you do actually decide that makes you walk a bit faster, you kind of encourage the other 2 on your team to walk at your pace, and you start trekking towards it. And you then have to climb up this incline of loose, gravelly, chalkish ground, and you slip a couple of times here and there because the rubble is so loose, and you often kind of just crush stones together and they brittle up, and these plumes of smoke and dust always kind of kick up every time you place one of your feet onto the ground. But as you approach, the silhouette of the tree becomes very visible as its dark color in comparison to this rather brighter white, desaturated or more gray ground. Becomes very apparent that, as I said, it's about 60 feet tall, talking about the crown itself. However, you can distinctively see this oddly shaped tree. As you get close, you can see that the bark is twisting in on itself, as if it's been turned and squeezed, as if someone tried to use it or dry it, squeeze out any liquids it has. And it actually looks exactly like that, but it's completely dried up. There doesn't seem to be any sort of life or water inside of this tree. And once again, twisting out of it are these branches, very thin and sharp, that kind of go around and interject back into the main body of the tree, the trunk, piercing it almost. And now that you're all so close, especially Fiera and Isorel, you can see and also now hear that this tree is slowly turning. This twisting, you can hear the bark kind of rubbing against each other, creating this very high-pitched squeaking sound as 2 dry objects are compressed against each other with an enormous force. And the other thing that you notice is, since you have a relatively high passive perception, is that on this tree, kind of in the twisting texture of the bark, also deformed in an odd way, is the shape of a face that is on the side. And you can see how multiple of these branches kind of just also pierce through the face. 2 of them actually piercing both of the eyes of this supposed face. And you just hear this as you can see it slowly twist. What do you guys do?
I will first sorry, I'm excited. Voice crack. I'm going to try every single language that I know and try to talk to it first, spoken words in every single language that I know, saying something like, "Can you understand me?" is the first thing I'm gonna try.
Okay, then let's just list out the languages that you speak. So what do you try first?
I try Common.
Mm-hmm.
I try Elvish.
Mm-hmm.
I try Sylvan.
And that. That's where you see a reaction. The twisting continues. However, you can see the shape of the face move a bit, and as it moves, it almost seems like it's kind of struggling, and more of the squeaking bark noises emanate as it, every time this face moves, it also rubs against itself. And you can see the mouth slowly open, almost as if you've woken up a 1,000-year-old grandma that hasn't drinking a sip of water in a millennia and is trying to speak now. You can just hear a very, very slight exhale of air that kind of comes out. Which is Sylvan, and he says, "Oh, what sweet melody calls me awake again."
I'm gonna look back to Fiera.
Mm-hmm.
You heard that, right? You understand that, right?
I think so. Well, go on.
I'm gonna look at Eirik. Do you understand that?
No, it's just
Okay. I will tell the tree in Sylvan now that I know that it understands me when I speak Sylvan. I will tell the tree I am Isarel Leafina. I am honored to speak to you. May I know who I am addressing?
Oh, what blessing has got my day. Oh dear Israel, are you real?
I'm gonna put my hand on the bark and tell the tree, I'm here. I'm real.
Blessed be the touch. Oh, what comfort it brings. If you are true, then know my name is Yeklava. Which name I shall definitely...
Very pleased. Much thank you.
Thank you, assistant.
Of course, there's an H.
of course there's an apostrophe.
That was so close.
Yeah, someday you'll get the hang of it. You will continue to say, has it come to be, young Israel, that an unchained soul like you is within this damned place?
I'm going to Uh, uh, I'm going with my druid craft. I'm just going to create like a faint wind to kind of caress the tree to try to comfort it or give it like a sense of like it has rustling leaf or something. Just trying to, I guess, comfort the tree. And I'm going to tell the tree, my group and I are here to find and bring back a piece of the Spear of Avernus. But unfortunately, one of our friend was taken by a bone devil.
You would know that what took.
Yeah, that thing, whatever
Jade-
it is.
Yeah, definitely isn't a bone devil. What? Because
Yeah,
you've seen-
that thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
One of them flying devils took.
Draconic in nature.
He. Well, first of all, you can see what seems to be a attempted smile as you kind of imitate the feeding of leaves on one of his branches and kind of caressing him with the blow of wind. He says, "What feeling I have forgotten what it's like to have winds through my branches. I am sorry to hear that your wind has been taken. The spear, you say? Yes. Yes, the spear. For what purpose is it to free your friend?
We are trying to destroy Calyx.
This is an unfamiliar name. Tell me, please, unchained soul, which year is it?
What years?
I have it written somewhere.
I never noted it.
It's 3000
It is
3592.
There you go. There you go.
PE.
I thought
What? 3592
PE.
PE.
Post Exodus, I think it is.
Yes.
Okay, so I will tell the tree we are in the year 3592 PE post Exodus.
I do not recognize the state.
yeah, in common, I just say to everyone, yeah, so I believe this tree is from quite a while ago, from the Feywild, if I had to guess. Well before anything we're familiar with.
So you do understand what he's saying.
I'm trying. His
Okay.
dialect is not something I'm used to.
Okay. I will. Okay. Hearing what hearing what Sierra said, I'm gonna ask the tree. Tell me, Sage Tree, how long? What is that?
That's the symbol that I was looking for before. I'm pretty sure we're talking about this.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Tell me, where were you? Where were you born or risen from the ground? Was it here or was it in another realm?
I've spent an incomprehensible time here. My memories, most of them have been stripped from me. The only things I remember are the sins I have committed that I must atone for. Before that, what I had is lost and far gone. The only thing I can recall is that I once stood in a blooming forest of Azan flowers.
In a blooming forest of?
Azan Vows.
Interesting. And do you know what gods gave you this fate?
The gods. Yes. No. Not gods. The creators decided. Yes, together they decided our punishments for choosing the wrong side.
I am very sorry, to ask so many questions. But do the words Alitura or Vitalios mean anything to you?
Yes. Vitalios. He looks down upon this realm. The one of the seven. Yes, Archdevil of Life. One of the seven guardians of the greater gateways of hell.
Great.
Do you see in the sky the moons that watch over these lands? The green one. That is the gateway to the elemental plane of life. This is realm.
Ah!
Trees,
As-
definitely
as-
important.
As you hear all of this, and Eirik, you don't understand anything. All you see is just Isarel like slapping her arms and just being like, "Oh my gosh!"
My question just quickly is, would I have understood the name Calyx when she said it? Or is Calyx also translated into Sylvan?
No. Names aren't translated.
Okay. So all I've heard is la 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 Calyx. La, 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 la.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'll jump in. You are quite helpful. We are endlessly appreciative. Do you remember the side you were on? Did you choose to fight with the dragons?
Dragons. It was not about dragons. It was about those who wish to usurp the creators. It was the... Yes, the first sinners, that is what they are now called. I followed my herald. For I walked his path, and he chose the side of the humans.
Who was your herald?
My herald was the herald of graves, Yggdrasil.
Yeah, that is wild.
Just another one to add to my list.
I mean, if we make it back, I'll make some phone calls. Sure, that'll go well. Interesting.
Does the name Servilon ring a bell to you?
Yes, of course. One of the great deities. One who fought in the war.
Did he fight with the humans as well?
No. He is one of the greater ones. He could never betray the mistress.
Do you know? This is the last question I have for you, and I will let you rest. Do you know where he is now?
I have been here for so long. Unfortunately, I could not tell you. He, as all members of the divine Aetherius Pantheon, resided within one of the 4 heavenly domains.
Well, do you have anyone we should reach out to? Do you have a friend or an ally? Maybe someone residing in the what we call the Saphire Plane?
All followers of Yggdrasil, including myself, were banished into hell. I have not met anyone else since the day I was placed here. I would not know if anyone was spared.
I'll say in common, you guys. Well, my gods sure like to punish, and they go to the extremes, it seems.
You're gonna really have to fill me in here. I have no idea what you guys have been doing.
Give me 1 minute, and we're gonna go, and Eirik, I'll fill you in on everything.
I mean, am I placed in the tower here, or?
We could.
I don't know where to put it, to be honest. This is quite open.
We could go down a little bit in like where there's some of those crevices or something. You know, where we could be hidden a little better.
He speaks in common.
Oh,
Fuck off.
the entire time.
Do not worry about the threats of the Draconian soldiers. They will not approach me. I shall ensure that. For a short time, I will be able to grant you some safety.
Is there a twig on the ground?
I can druid craft one for you.
I just need material to
I mean,
use
there's
as a...
the white gravel, chalky thing all around you.
Ugh.
I'll druid craft. I'll literally druid craft a small twig. Here you go.
I don't want a gross tower, you know. Oh, thank you.
Oh my god, there's a damn bone in your tower.
Well, it's not okay.
Sierra standards.
Yeah,
Even in
yeah,
hell.
exactly.
I
Literally
am,
just grossed out. Okay, I'll start making a tower. It'll take a little bit.
I'm going to I'm gonna try two things. Since we're gonna be stopping for a rest, I don't mind wasting spell slots on this, so I'm gonna try it, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. The first thing that I'm going to do is use a new druid spell that I was hoping would help in combat but never came up, which is create water. And I'm going to try to put some water in the soil around the tree, hoping that it could make it drink water a little bit to parch it.
Okay. Yeah, you create a bit of water, kind of let it flow in, and as you put it into, well, the chalky underground, you can see, you know, it's not really soil, so it doesn't take in the water. In fact, you can immediately see that the kind of dusty nature of the surrounding, and we all know how fucking dry chalk is, just kind of dries out the chalk, and then with the immense heat that is here, kind of dissipates quickly. However, it does seem like that some of it manages to seep through before it just completely vaporizes. And you can hear Yekleva.
Thank you, child. Your nature truly is kind. I'm beyond words to thank you.
And the second thing that I am going to try, that I had prepared specifically for this, because I did hope in my little heart that it was my god, but it isn't. I am going to put both of my emotional, both of my hands on the bark of the tree, and you will see this very, very soft, baby blue, purpley, like lavender color. And I'm going to cast plant growth, and I'm going to try to help the tree either get blooms or repair something that may be broken off on him or something. You know, I'm just trying to send him some energy to try to help him gain a little bit of energy back. Is my hope.
Yep. You kind of channel your energy through kind of enhancing the growth of the tree. You can immediately see that the twisting kind of speeds up a bit, and the branches also start to grow. However, because they are piercing himself, you can see it just continues to pierce even deeper inside. And you can immediately hear him like kind of cry out a bit.
No, child, please. Please stop.
I'm going to stop right away.
I know you meant well, but this cursed place won't allow me to grow, for it will only cause me more pain and torment.
What, if I may ask you, what are the sins you're accused of?
It was the side I chose. That I chose the side of the first sinners instead of the side of the creators. That was my sin. My only sin.
I...
Eirik, did you have any questions for?
Yeah, I've got no.
Ah, shoot.
Oh, is Eve still down here?
Yes. A body. To the north, if you look. The mountain range. And the spear. It is what pierces her body. The wound created by the spear is what creates the river.
It's like check a box on my like fact or fiction, religion sheet I've created.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, yeah, that works out.
You said you wish to get the spear of Avernus. Is that correct?
A piece of it.
A piece. A piece. Is will not be an easy task, you know.
Unfortunately, we are very aware. There is this entity down in the material plane that is cursing everyone left and right. We have been affected by his curse, and the only way we can get rid of this curse is with this. Well, I mean, we could forgive him, but I don't have it in me to do that after what he's done.
To be more clear, it's actually a sinner that gods have cursed. And he's cursed to spread his curse. And he must be stopped.
I see. Since your kind nature and your help and allowing me to feel comfort and company again, I wish to help you as best as I can. First, everyone, every being inside of hell are those who decided during the war to go against the creators. Most of them that are on this layer of hell are draconian soldiers. They used to follow one of the Dwaylic gods that betrayed their own creator. Also, One of the Dracolith gods was also banished here. But more importantly for you, to gain access to the spear, you must know that Avernus currently is ruled over by the Dralic god Bel. I do not know if you understand the nature of the spear you seek. However, it is the most divine weapon. No, it is beyond that of a weapon. It itself could be seen as a god. So, you must assume to wield it. The minimum requirements you need is the blood, divine blood. To wield it, to gain a part of it, you must need divine blood.
So about forgiving Calyx.
Oh my god.
I mean, we literally can't go back. That would be it. One step at a time. One step at a time. Okay. Interesting. Is Bell someone that can be communicated with, or are they more bestial?
He is the leader of the first Devil Legion that fights against the ever-present demonic horde that borders Avernus. He can be negotiated with. The same also goes for the Dracolith god. They are commonly known to seek favors.
Perfect. Someone we can actually talk to. That would be so appreciative.
I do speak Draconic.
You do. And I can make it so all of us can speak and hear anything they say. Problem is, what are they gonna do? So they took one of our companions to feed to Bell. How quickly do we need to act to stop that and start a negotiation?
If Bell has your friend, The negotiation has already begun.
In their favor, lovely. Well, I need to rest so badly. But oh boy, how complicated can this be? I saw one of the draconians that took her. I could send word ahead that we're here to negotiate.
Indeed. A possibility. However, there's one greater challenge that you must face, which is getting to Bell in the first place, if you wish to see him. If you wish to gain the upper hand in your discussion and negotiations with Bell, then you yourself must be able to cross the Lake of Atonement. For if you do so by your own means, then Bell will have no power over you.
I like that. I like that a lot. And I assume we get to this lake if we keep following the river?
Yes. Yes. But beware. If you cross the lake without atoning, the divine judge is at the other end of the lake. A wall surrounds the premises that protects the body of Eve. The echoes of divinity stand as statues there. Echoes of Uriel. And if you have not atoned, then you will face absolute divine punishment.
I guess I don't know if there's a gender. It said Uriel.
Which is, you all would know, one
God
of...
of fire and wisdom or something.
Yeah. Archangel, specifically.
Yeah.
Which is the name of one of the month.
Uriel, angel of wisdom and fire. My god. Okay. An archangel. Oof. Okay. So we have a plan. We just have to atone. Okay.
You are brave people. Strong willed, from what I can tell. Please, the least I can do now to offer you help is to give you one of my branches. Please. It was Israel, wasn't it? It would mean hurt me if you take one of my branches.
I would be honored. I
Like breaking
Will-
off a finger.
I will approach the I will approach the tree and kind of look at what branch I could get that would do the least damage to it, but also maybe relieve it a little bit.
Well, there are a lot of branches, and all of his branches
Yeah.
curl around, so just probably try and get one of the thinner twigs, and hopefully that will hurt less. Yeah, but there really is not much of a good or bad. It's like, which finger to
Yeah.
cut off that is least painful? It's like,
The pinky one.
I
don't
don't,
know.
I don't know if it's least painful, but
Yeah.
yeah. You can take whichever you want.
Yeah, I'll look at the twigs, the branches and stuff, and I'll snap one off. And as I do that, in Sylvan, I will tell it thank you.
Yes, you break it. He moans like a bit. And you can see as soon as you take off the branch itself grows immediately back and then pierces back into his trunk.
I possess almost nothing of the energy I used to have. However, this branch, if you ever need aid when one of your friends falls, you may use the branch to pierce their chest. Whatever bits of life energy that resided within me shall channel into their bodies, which should help them gain some of their life back.
And you can actually add in D&D Beyond branch of Yeklava.
Ooh.
Branch of Yeklava.
We're coming, Jade.
It's almost like I predicted that someone would go down and then you would go to the tree.
It's always me too. It's so funny.
Yes.
It's just
Oh my gosh.
This surely you will be able to aid your friend and be successful in your endeavors. I believe in you.
And that's where we're gonna end today's session. After you receive the branch.
Okay. Gotta go see those trees.
Holy.
A tree in hell. Yes. Yes.
One of many, apparently.
Yeah. Did Greg? Did you read what it does?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Nice branch.
It does 6d8 plus 8 HP.
That brings back the dead.
That brings that back to dead.
I mean,
They've
you
not
can just read it.
Yeah.
One of you can just read it if you already got.
Yeah. Let me read it.
You also grow flowers from the top of your head for the rest of your life, but
A dark wine red branch that has twisted around itself multiple times and come to a very sharp point at one end, while the other is cracked wood. It is lightweight, and when smelled, it has a very light scent of sulfur. You may use your action to pierce a creature's heart that has 0 hit point with the branch. Piercing the creature's heart will allow some of Yekleva's soul to enter the body, giving it back some life. Yekleva enters the body, and the body heals for 68 plus 8 hit points and is brought back to life. A creature that has died cannot be dead longer than 1 hour, or Yekleva will not be able to enter the body. It will not be healed.
So dead referring to like dead,
Yeah, dead
or
is dead.
dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
Ooh. So we have
Man,
a
ending a session with me and death saves and just unknowing what's happening is
oh, you had to do death saves while being dragged? I guess that makes sense.
I went fully unconscious. I don't know
Yeah.
what happened. I'm clueless as what's going on with my character.
Yep. We're gonna find out. Probably maybe next time. Maybe not next time.
For the umpteenth time.
Yeah, it's always it makes sense you do the only melee guy there, but
Yeah.
to be fair, you also chose to kill the one guy instead of running away.
Because I wanted to so Jade will not let others get hurt if it's unnecessary.
Mhm.
So I knew that there was a chance that I could just die.
Yeah.
But I was like, I have to finish the job. I started on this one. I need to finish it and then I can go. They're all escaped.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for a paladin, that doesn't make a lot of sense. Standing your ground against fiends. Yeah, while your friends are being attacked. Yeah. What?
I tried to keep pumping the hit points at you.
Yeah.
Dude, it helped a lot. What really hurt was that first time I got hit, I was at full health and it dropped me down to 40 and I have 80 health.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So it was going to be very hard to come back from that.
Yeah, those were fast. Which makes sense. They have wings. So
Yeah, they have wings.
makes sense.
Yeah, definitely a level stronger than the four Grinches you fought. And you are at the lake as well, which, the lake itself.
Yeah, now we know. It's alive.
Yeah, definitely wishes to consume you.
Are we surprised?
No.
No.
Are we really?
No.
No.
No one is surprised. No one is surprised.
It's just normal blood. Nothing special.
Yeah, nothing special.
Yeah.
Definitely not the urge to consume everything that comes even close to it. Yeah, and the 3 others that knew that things would turn bad and decided to hide while watching
Smart.
you guys just get attacked. Well, presumably they might have got attacked too, since the big guy can't hide.
Okay.
Very well.
Yeah, I'll see. I mean, I think I plan to send them a message once I get a rest. See what they're up to, if they want to be friends or not.
Send a message. You absolute shit fuck.
I can't believe you made so much noise. You made them come. Now you gotta help. No. Pharaoh will be nice.
It made our friend get kidnapped.
Yeah, you made our friend get kidnapped. We were totally the ones who called for you. Oh shit. Yeah. Wow, this was at the end an unexpectedly long load drop. Okay, time to maybe spread inspirations. Who was white?
I said it was. Well, I don't know if it is from the Fae, but it got banished here. That was close.
Yeah, that's close enough. You can get inspiration. I would say Skid. Well, it wasn't Servalon. Very.
It wasn't Servalon, no.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it could have been. Like, I mean, maybe.
Three of.
Well, no.
I mean, do you think the
Because we
great?
found out Servalon was actually on the side of the creators, right?
Yep.
Which is wild. I wouldn't have guessed that.
That threw me in for a loop. Definitely. I was not expecting that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's there's a lot of history we don't know.
Yeah, you're getting some ancient lore back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's definitely older than 3592 PE, which you absolutely.
Yeah, I have no idea what to do with this with my characters. Like, let's go back.
It's like
You
What
need
do I
to
do?
just park it and get back to the material plane.
No, but like, if Eve is there, do I help Eve? Do I not help Eve? You know, are we on the side of these Dracolists? Are we? What do I do? Who's right? Who's wrong? Creators seem like assholes that are, doing like crazy things to sinners, like absolutely crazy things to sinners. Like,
Well, I mean,
holy.
technically speaking, Fiera believes in the creators, so she would leave them there and do nothing. But then again, she's seeing what's actually happening.
Yes, I am very mixed on what to do.
yeah, I mean, what?
Isarel doesn't know what to do either.
Yeah.
Yeah. On a side.
Also, the sin
Irik
is
doesn't
just
know.
just.
I'm
trying to go
intelligent,
against them.
but like shit.
Yeah.
Clearly, Jade doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah, very out of the loop.
Again.
Yeah, the story's getting bigger and definitely more complicated.
Yeah, I know.
Lot to think about, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
And
Also, how are we going to survive this?
how are you gonna get your hands on some divine blood, brothers? Or you thought you could just go into hell and just take a divine weapon? You just go into
I
the
was
store
hoping.
and you were like, yeah, let me one-time divine weapon, please, thank you very much. With my mortal hands. See, was that
Oh.
easy? People, please.
It makes Calyx feel a lot smaller with all the stuff we're learning and the stuff we're going through. That's for sure.
Mhm. A small part of a way larger picture. This campaign started like this, and then it expanded into, oh, the Azathia is going crazy. Oh, the Sapphire's Plane is going crazy. Oh, the world is going crazy. Oh, the universe is going crazy.
Yes.
Oh, Irik is going crazy.
And
Yes.
Arik is going crazy.
Irik's still just the normal guy along for the ride of his own.
Yeah.
What?
Cool.
I'll say you turning like somewhat dragon is like small.
Yeah, it doesn't matter right now.
it's so funny. Irik's woes just aren't that big comparatively.
Yeah, it really isn't. Yeah, well, I'm gonna let these guys off the hook for now. We can use time to come up with a plan, I guess, or ideas. And
We just gotta cross the lake.
That's it.
yeah, the Lake of Atonement.
Guarded by
course.
the representation of an archangel.
But also, we simply need to atone. The very small
Yeah, just
task of
atone.
atoning.
Get to the archangel, talk to a Draco, Lith god. Yep.
No biggie.
Okay, there were specifically, just so you know, two different. There was a Dracolith and a Dralic god.
Dralic.
Yeah. Bell is
Yeah.
Dralic god. And then there was still a other Dracolith god.
Oy, oy.
Okay, well, I guess you can leave it here. So we will see how this very hyper D&D adventure is gonna continue next week. And we'll see you there. So bye.